This is a totally personal answer, not like a group answer, just to clear it. Actually, when people start to use apartheid for Palestine, I felt a bit uncomfortable. I think it's two racist systems that have a lot of similarity. There's all this separation idea of based on race and nationality in Israel and South Africa. So you had the Bastutants here that enclosed people in their own communities, they have permits to work in specific places. And in Israel, we actually breaking down the Palestinian territories into smaller and smaller segments. And it's easy to take history definitions and imply it or apply it to a current situation. But I think it's more complicated. I think while South African were actually proud of it, the regime here was very clear. This is a race law, this is what we believe in, and this is what's going to be. While in Israel, the Israeli government, through the years, always tried to have an excuse and dismiss the idea that it's a racist separation. They always say it's a security issue. But the core of both of them come from a very colonialist starting point, which evolved to two different nationalist or racist systems. It doesn't really matter how you look at it. And while the Israelis, being more and more advanced through the years, this clarity of apartheid had more resistance around the world because it was so clear. Israel is smart enough to have the people to talk for this kind of separation as a security issue, not a racist issue. But it's very similar. You send settlers to sit on an indigenous land, and then you just develop your own system of what is better to separate the indigenous people from the colonist people. And then people can use the terms apartheid. I think it's good because people refer it to something. On the other hand, I think it should be something more defined as a specific thing for Israeli policy. We need to find a word, a definition that will, when people say apartheid, they don't have the South African apartheid and the Israeli apartheid. They will have something about Israeli separation system, which is, of course, not good definition, but something, a word that will be in history and at the moment to reflect directly only for Israeli policies.